Ragazzi, siamo quasi arrivati alla fine. Prima di andare a mangiare ho in serbo ancora poche altre sorprese per voi, e per presentare questo ultimo ospite della ricchissima giornata che ci ha accolti vorrei invitare sul palco Stefania Siani e Giuseppe Mastro Matteo.
Grazie a tutti, abbiamo conservato per questo finale un intervento straordinario, è una leggenda nel mondo dell'advertising, una delle personalità più iconiche. Chiunque di noi che faccia questa professione in molti casi ha scelto di farla proprio guardando a dei lavori straordinari di questa icona della nostra industria. Lascio la parola a Giuseppe per un'introduzione alla figura.
Sì, merita un'introduzione perché, come hai detto tu, è davvero una leggenda. Ci sono creativi che fanno delle regole un trampolino e del no un atto creativo. L'ospite di oggi è una leggenda della pubblicità, dove ha costruito uno dei linguaggi più riconoscibili e ironici degli ultimi decenni. È cofondatore della sua agenzia, la Kessels di Amsterdam. Ha firmato campagne per Nike, Diesel, Heineken, Audi. Ha trasformato l'advertising in un territorio di sperimentazione culturale. Ha lavorato anche per la sua città, Amsterdam, e quel lavoro è considerato un esempio pionieristico di branding territoriale contemporaneo, molto prima che diventasse una moda globale. Parallelamente ha pubblicato oltre 100 libri di fotografia e di arte contemporanea, raccogliendo errori, archivi anonimi, memorie dimenticate, portandoli nei musei e nei festival di tutto il mondo, a partire dal MoMA di New York. Un'infinità di premi, i suoi, conquistati a Cannes, ai Cannes Lions, ma il suo vero vanto, ci ha raccontato ieri, è aver mostrato a tutti che la creatività non ha confini. In un mondo che ci chiede iperspecializzazione, verticalità, lui rappresenta esattamente l'opposto: l'ampiezza del sapere, la curiosità che attraversa le discipline, l'intersezione tra arte, pubblicità, sociologia, antropologia. Con ironia e lucidità ci ricorda che dire di no non significa chiudere una porta, ma aprirne 100. Benvenuto a Erik Kessels.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, good. What an introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I like to speak to you about the importance of the word no. I am an artist and designer from Amsterdam, as Giuseppe already said, but I worked for more than 30 years in advertising, and today also in front of this public I like to advocate to say more no. You know, I think there's in this industry, I mean, everybody says yes. You know, there's constantly yes to clients, yes to opportunities, yes to, I mean, think about it. You know, in my career I said many times no, and actually the more no you say, that defines also how you make the yes things, the things you say yes to. So I'm just going to explain you a few things. I mean, in the early stages of my career, there was a lot of no, and also a lot of mistakes, and things went wrong. So I was when I was 28 years old, I was escorted or like headhunted into an agency in London from Amsterdam, together with my working partner, Johan Kramer. And we were both working at this company called Chai Day. It was a very beautiful and very highly respected agency in London. And but after 1 year, we thought that there was not such a good atmosphere anymore. So both of us, we rented this chicken suit, and we just arrived at work in a chicken suit. And we thought it's to cheer everybody a little bit up. And I mean, half of the people really liked it when we jumped in. The other half was not amused, because 1 week later we got fired. Here is the firing letter. And the letter also says that we got fired because they thought that we were too much individuals. What the fuck? You know, like, how can you be fired when you are too much individuals? You know, I think this is the nicest firing letter I ever had. I had quite a lot, but I mean, this is very important, I think. I mean, you have to be an individual when you are a creative, and when you want to innovate things, when you want to come up with ideas, you have to be individual. So after this, we started our own company in Amsterdam called Kessels. It's me on the left, if you don't recognize me anymore. But yeah, also making your own identity for your own company is quite complicated. So luckily there was this metal store around the corner, and they had this horseshoe. We put our name on there, and until now it's really still our identity. Yeah, just to show you where we work in a church in Amsterdam. Actually, we bought this church in 1998, and actually it's a very nice place to work. And yeah, you can tell your parents also that you go to church every day. It's very good, and yeah. So far the introduction. I think also what is very important. I mean, just. What I really hate in this industry is that people say like, oh, you are thinking outside of the box. What the fuck, you know, there is no box. You know, if there's creativity, there should never be a box. You know, like, why do you have to think outside of the box? This is your work, and you have to be constantly out. And yeah, some examples, I mean, this was for diesel. I mean, what I really like, I mean, you know, in advertising, of course, you have to understand, you know, I really hate advertising. You know, I have done this for 30 years, but I really don't like it. And I think it's also very good, because everybody in this audience doesn't like advertising, you know, because they hate 95% of it. But the 5% that is left is really interesting, that is really challenging. And I mean, there's a lot of shit made, a lot of really stereotypical stuff. Yeah, like, it is about those 5% and how to innovate it and how to try to make things better. In this case, was for diesel. We just promoted people to live longer, and they should do that by drinking more urine, of course, as you do. But I mean, here it is like this was a billboard 65 meters long on Broadway. That was fantastic, you know, like, if you can make this kind of bullshit for a client and nonsense, it is really nice. You know, another very classical ad, it's called, it says like the Eames aluminium chair, guaranteed to stay in the family. This was for Vitra. And yeah, next I like to show a film that was made for a radio station. And what you see also in advertising and in the creative industry, everybody follows each other. So, you know, when you see car advertising, all the car advertising looks exactly the same. But that is very nice, because there's no industry where it's easier to do something different and to change this. So this was for a radio station during the World Cup of Soccer, and they really promoted themselves that they would report the World Cup of Soccer. So we tried to change this a little bit. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so the animal rights organization was not very happy with this film because, can you believe it? They sent us emails that we had to make another film to show that the dog was still alive. You know, like, how stupid can you be? But we thought they made a joke, but it was for real. You know, like, we had to make another film to show that the dog was still alive. So Okay, so that's great, you know. So the next event was the Tour de France for the Radio 1, for this radio station. So we made a film for Tour de France with the same dog, with the same owner even, to bring them back. So that's this one. Yeah, then we never heard back from them anymore. There was total radio silence, and another work that we quite enjoyed. We worked for this hotel called Citizen M, but we created everything. We made the formula, we made the name, we did everything in and outside of the hotel. So this comes from Mobile Citizens, and it is a hotel that is made with shipping container modules. But when they have a new premises, they can build a hotel in 2 months. And because they have like all these fixed rooms in the storage, and then they can build this hotel. So yeah, we made these kind of Mobile Citizens that are in and outside of the hotel, showing. There's the canteen, of course, with all the stuff they have all combined on one sandwich. The formula of Citizen M is one of budget versus luxury. Budget meets luxury. So yeah, the budget and the luxury is also in all the items that you find, and a little bit in the wording. Welcome to floor 11, what other floors want to grow up to be. Also on the soap it says Citizen AM, Citizen PM. It says like designed to turn even the longest haul traveler into a sparkling, clean and nice smelling human being again. And also and this is the longest part of my presentation normally, but we had also the opportunity to design the wake-up call.
100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94.
This takes a while, but you get the idea. Here it is the advertising. It says like choose a hotel that's 400 meters from here and 1,000,000 miles from the Hilton. Then there was, when they opened in New York, there was this limousine saying Citizen M says luxury is free Wi-Fi and extra large beds, not a stupidly long car. And also we had this guy walking up and down the Hilton Hotel saying Citizen M says a 24-hour bar and free Wi-Fi beats a guy in a silly hat carrying your bags. Yeah, and the next is a film to show that Citizen M had really enough of just like hotel cliches. Thanks. But talking again about no, I think this is very important. You know, I just can't stress enough on that. I have worked for more than 30 years in this industry, and since I started my own company, I've never made a compromise anymore. You know, so this is also, we said many times no to things, and that really defined who we are as an agency. Another thing is also, brainstorms, you know. What the fuck, you know, how people talk about, shall we do a brainstorm? Shall we, a brainstorm is never productive, you know. A brainstorm is just a room full of people jerking off on top of each other, you know, because it's like, how did any of you ever had a productive brainstorm? Of course, when you are with 2 people, it can maybe bring something. But with 4 or 5 people in a room, you never make a fantastic brainstorm, because there's always some person trying to be the most prominent. There's one person always writing on a note block, but you never know what he or she writes. So brainstorming is useless. You have to come up with an idea yourself. You have to show it to someone. You have to get some input. You have to massage it a little bit, but not in front of a big group of people. Maybe one example is I did this theme for the city of Amsterdam called I Amsterdam. And funny enough, we got invited for a pitch, like a competition, because this was kind of a cultural job. And back from the city hall where we received the briefing, my partner and I, we already came up with this idea. Within 5 minutes, we thought like, okay, this should be I Amsterdam, because the brief was quite in that direction. So coming back home, we thought like, back in the office, by the way, we thought like maybe we check if this is already existing, because it's too obvious in a way. And we checked if it was existing, and it was not registered yet. So at that day, we registered it ourselves, which was something like 15,000 euro for a soft registration, which was quite a lot of money to invest if you don't know if you win the pitch. But 2 weeks later, I did the presentation in front of 20 people. I showed the work, and it was completely silent after the presentation. And I asked this woman next to me, is there something wrong? And then she said, like, yeah, it's very embarrassing for you, because the people that presented before you had exactly the same idea. So in the end, it turned out that 3 of the 5 agencies had exactly the same idea. And I told them, like, yeah, that's kind of strange, because we also had this idea very quickly, within 5 minutes, if I can be honest. But to be even more honest, it is ours. We own this idea now. And they said, like, how do you mean we own this? Yeah, we bought it. It is already ours. So they were completely pissed off by that. And they tried to do another competition. They tried to do research, break the idea in the research, but it researched very well. And in the end, they had to work with us. And it's a true story. Yeah. Of course, there were many copycats later, and sadly we didn't register these, but okay. Yeah, then I think, again, also, why would you make a compromise? I think to communicate to a client that this is really your work, that you really love what you do, when you make a strong idea from the start and you believe in it, you don't have to compromise, because you will always gain and you will always win. When the idea is strong enough, you definitely don't have to make a compromise. Maybe one example, quite a small job, but I quite like it, because often what we do also, a client gives you like a briefing with a problem. Okay, and then the problem needs to be solved. But what we often do is that we take the problem and make it even worse, make it bigger, make it a gigantic problem. And that actually solves, in the end, the problem. So in this case, it's like a school for like a university. It has like a campus with a lot of people on there. And they have these garbage bins, but nobody throws away their garbage in the garbage bin. So what we put this text on there saying, throwing away garbage in the garbage bin, how difficult can that be? And then we made it very difficult. We have like 7 installations where you really have to try to get like your garbage in the garbage bin. And this is really a challenge for them, for the students, to really, they have to lift it with 3 people and they have to throw that in. And so we made the problem very big, and in the end it solves everything, Then also another thing, like, please, no assholes. Life is too short to spend it with assholes. If you don't like a client and you think it's an asshole, don't do it, because in the end of the day it will always be disastrous, Talking about assholes, by the way, I made this work about another gigantic asshole, maybe the largest asshole ever, is like I made this stage where people can climb onto, and then from a distance they can jump into the face of this enormous fucker. Yeah, maybe, thanks. I think like 25,000 people jumped in a weekend on his face, and didn't really help. But anyway, yeah, then I like to talk about perfection, or even better, about no perfection. Because this is also, I mean, of course we have nowadays all the systems that we use, all the computers, all the technology, the AI, the applications. I mean, it's all there to, and it's all made to serve us in a perfect way and to make things really perfectly. But I think like the inspiration, especially in my case, and I hope for others as well, inspiration comes from things that are totally not perfect, that are wrong, that are... so I did this book called Failed It, where, you know, when I wake up in the morning, the book is all about... you know, how you can learn from fuck-ups and successfully screw up. So when I wake up in the morning and I go on the street and I see this happening in front of me, yeah, for me it's fantastic, you know, like the day is made. You know, I love this. I don't know why, but I really like this. Also, when you sometimes see these things when you pass on the street, you know, for me it's about creativity. I mean... sometimes you see architecture, you think like, wow, interesting architecture, but then, oh, wait a minute, there's something wrong. In the kitchen, you know, small fuck-ups, gigantic fuck-ups, you know, like how can you... I mean, this guy is definitely a man who made this work. So there's a 50% chance that it's right, but still he fucked it up. You know, like, yeah. Then, yeah, like things like this. I mean, how can you install it like this? You know, like really they want you to park here and another parking. You know, look at this also. It's like, how can you do that? I mean, then also, I mean, the next one is really, I mean, there are these people that design children's playground furniture, but mostly these people are totally not into children themselves. Look at this. It's a total suicide machine, you know. You put your children in, you sweep them around, they decapitate. You see that it's already a bit broken there. And yeah. Another one is like, this is a graveyard in Amsterdam. I mean, can you imagine that they put like a garbage bin next to a grave? How the fuck, how can you do that? You know, like, so for me it's fantastic, you know, like I really think like, okay, this is a nice idea, this when your uncle dies and he doesn't have a lot of money, you bring him to the graveyard, put him in the shaft of the garbage bin, and yeah. Yeah, here also there's a clear example how to do it. Another thing like balconies. I mean, this is a big inspiration to look at these. Especially with toilets, you know, there's a lot of disabled toilets that are very problematic, you know. It's already bad enough that you are disabled, but they don't want you in. You know, like they don't grant you the access. But in normal toilets, you have as many people as possible they want in, you know, like there is no privacy anymore. How can you, I mean, who the fuck designed this, you know, like, what is wrong? And there's another disabled toilet, you know, like, look, it's a very long way, you know, how to do this. Small ways to open and close the door, you know, little additions. This one looks very clean, this toilet, but yeah, soon it will be disastrous, of course. It will be a gigantic mess. And the next one is also my favorite, you know, really one of the most iconic sustainable designs in toilets. It's somebody that thought about everything, because you can take a piss, you can wash your hands, you can wash your dick with the water that you wash your hands. There's a towel to clean everything off, and it's fantastic. I mean, I have this for years already, this image, and I love it. This is of course crucial for creativity. Don't think that you ever have to be logical. I mean, we are professional clowns, like we have to be not logic, and we have to make things that we, like that there's an opportunity in everything, and there is like things that we have to think the other way around. And also one client this was actually our first client ever in the agency, and but it's quite a nice story, because this hotel called us. It was a budget hotel in the center of Amsterdam. Oh, it's still there, but the owner said can you work for me? Because I have a lot of complaints and I want to get rid of the complaints. So next day I went to the hotel. This was actually the first client that called us, and then I went to the hotel, and it was like really the biggest shithole I saw in my life, this hotel. And but the owner was very nice, not an asshole, and so I thought okay. But in the end we had like a strategy that maybe honesty is their only luxury. So that was the marketing strategy, so to say. So we became very honest and very ironic about this, because we made these posters saying, now a bed in every room, now even more rooms without a window. I mean, very honest, this was real. And the hotel had 60,000 overnights when we started. And there was a lot of publicity with this campaign, like now a door in every room, now even more dog shit in the main entrance. Also in the hotel room, there was this A3 cardboard card, on the bed. So when you had scissors on you, you could cut out certain necessities that you needed in the hotel. And you could really pimp your hotel room, and make it fantastic. So this campaign worked very well. We had more than, in 1 year, more than 40,000. So they went almost to 100,000 overnights. And so the next year we thought okay, let's be very exclusive and very chic, because there's a good atmosphere. So we did this this hotel, very expensive hotel image. I made a new logo for the hotel, and then here it says not included. So nothing in this image is included. And then there was one day there were all these boutique and design hotels popping up in Amsterdam. So we said our hotel is also very unique. The horse is very important. And then for the first time, working maybe for 20 years for them, for the first time, there was something very positive about the hotel, because we found out that the hotel was accidentally eco-friendly. So because there was a eco towel in the room, there was the curtain, of course, sorry. There was an eco elevator in the hotel, and eco shower. And sometimes these ideas come also from mistakes, of course, because there's this pamphlet saying "Save our planet, stay at the Hansbrinker budget hotel," and at the bottom, at the end of the last page, you see this hotel sign of them. And I was always pissed off when I passed by the hotel at night, because only the huge L was burning and the rest not. So that was the idea for this campaign, because it says also this eco fact up there. It says like, our hotel sign uses only 20% of the energy of normal hotel signs. So it's very ecologically friendly. And in the end, we worked 25 years for this hotel. They went to about 180,000 overnights. They even opened a second worst hotel in the world, and very successful just by looking the other way and trying it different. And by the way, there are still a lot of complaints now, because people now complain on TripAdvisor that they have been there, but they think it's not bad enough. So they, then I think also quickly about the front yard and the backyard. I think that creatives and also this industry, of course it has a beautiful front yard, metaphorically. The website, the portfolio, the Instagram account. But of course, ideas need to be made in the backyard. This is a backyard, where there's a fence around it. There's unfinished projects. There's a lot of shame there, a lot of embarrassments that you find there. But the backyard is really something where you should play, and then bring it to, when you come up with an idea, bring it to the front yard. Then there's a shit part of the presentation. I made this book Shit. And believe it or not, because I work as an artist a lot with found photographs and with reappropriation, but believe it or not, I found on German eBay a Nazi that takes a shit. A picture of a Nazi that takes a shit. So it's disgusting, like I'm from Holland, and we had kind of a trouble with our neighbors, but and then I started to look again on eBay to see if I could find more pictures. And in 2 months' time, I found about 80 pictures of Nazis taking a shit. And disgusting. I'm sorry, it's very quiet suddenly in the audience, but I have to do this. I look 7 Nazis taking a shit. And also I did an exhibition of this. And that was in Bolzano, the closest to Germany. They speak German there. So this was like a box, and you have to go in. There's a double door, so you go in. You close the first door, open the second door, and you are coming into a quite normal white cube. But then when you're in there, you know why there's the double door, because there's enormous smell of shit in there. And you need to, after 5-6 seconds, you really need to run out and get out of there. Then finally, thanks. Finally, the last part is all about amateurism. So I am really, same like mistakes, and they are connected with amateurs, because amateurs really like to make mistakes, or they don't look at their mistakes that they make. But it is like really, I think like sometimes we behave too professional, we talk about brand honesty and brand this, and of course, this is an industry where we work for brands and where we have to do things, but don't rationalize everything and don't be too professional. Sometimes it's good to think about why we started it. I work a lot with amateur photographs that I find, and that's more my passion. I learn a lot from that. This is a recent book I did called Incomplete Encyclopedia of Touch, and it's all about the fact that people always want to touch something when they go onto a photograph. So people, they touch cars. They really, when people stand next to a car, they always touch the car. And they touch large objects, they really touch cakes, trees, bushes, boats, and it went completely out of hand. These are all the subjects of stuff that people touch. And I show you some favorite ones. One is called Paul's categories. People even touch gravestones, you know. And you are not supposed to touch these plants, but still all over the world people start to touch cactuses and yeah. Then we go to like a final book that I did, or the recent book that I did. It's called Man, and this is all about the fact that a man always wants to be in the center of attention. It's like a small book with about 800 pages, and when you open the book, you find only images of man being in the middle, flanked by a woman on the left and on the right. But because the man is always in the middle and the book is so thick, the man is completely circumcised and completely, yeah. So, thanks. Yeah, finally we stay, for the last part of my presentation, we stay with man, because men nowadays also make a lot of selfies. You won't believe it, but they have a special technique of making selfies, because a lot of men, they really take pictures of their own dick, but then with something, they call it dick pics, of course, but they take that with something next to it, you know, for the size, you know, and I worked with a team of people. I didn't do this myself, you know, like alone, but I worked with a team of 5 people, and we found about 8,000 dick pics with something next to it online. And we made this issue called Useful Photography. It's a magazine I make. And yeah, like in the end, what we did, we kind of edited all the pictures in the course of a day. So it's almost like a day in the life of Dick. So this was the first picture we ever found of the earliest picture in the morning, you know, because people put all kinds of things next to their dick, and you can. So the first one is a alarm clock of 6:38 in the morning. And then you, in the morning, what do? You take a shower. So, you know, like you wash yourself. Of course, you shave also yourself after you wash yourself. And you need a lot of deodorant then. And yeah, at one point you really brush your hair. Because after brushing your hair, there's the breakfast. What the fuck? Look at this. I mean, how creative people are with their dick, you know, like unbelievable. After the breakfast, you brush your teeth, of course. And then it's also bizarre. The next one is really bizarre because I found like 18 pictures of a dick leaving the door. You know, like how... This is absurd, you know, I promise, I mean, these are all online. I mean, of course, in the end, you go into your car, you put a CD on. At work, still people work on a PC. Other people work on Mac. Then there's a snack. Then there's a cigarette break. Of course, in the afternoon, you need to do some writing. You need to do some work. Because at one point you need to go to the supermarket to spend money for dinner. 1 coin on a dick, 2 coins on a dick, 3 coins on a dick. You know, like unbelievable, until 28 coins on a dick. Can you believe it? I mean, it's bizarre, you know, like... People make, this is the world we live in, you know, like it's not AI, it's real. It's fucking dicks with coins on it. And yeah, then you have a snack, you have a drink. If you're happy, of course, you have to go to the toilet, but then if you're happy, there is paper. If not, there is no paper, but it can function like an extension to really boost your ego. Then there's, of course, the dinner, the cucumber, the asparagus. After dinner entertainment, you know, like the piano, the bongo, the guitar. And then it's TV time, you need remote control. I mean, this is only the Sky remote control, but in the book there are maybe the Samsung, the Ericsson, like it's bizarre how many remote controls people put next to their dick. Also beer cans, beer cans and beer bottles, there are so many that we only did A to Z in brands, Astra, Beck's, Carling, Duff, it's absurd. And then it's like the end of the day, it's very sad, this always, you want some privacy, there is sex, protection, some liquids to help. Here you see that it's already a little bit the end of the day, fucking disgusting, And then it's really it's very sad, the last page of the book, the teddy bear. So, my God. I did it again, sorry, it's very hard this. But finally, please, no thanks. Thank you. Thanks.